we hope that this video can help you, and we want to say thanks, and we want to do it together. Okay, mascara, check. Bronzer, check. We did both of those videos. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. We'll have them in our description for you. And next on my list, and girl, I've got my notes right here.
Same here.
Positive affirmations. Have you guys heard of this? I cannot wait to even tell you how this came to be, and you haven't even heard this. So the other day, Bree was leaving and she said, I hope this doesn't bother you, but I have something that I think is going to really help you and Ellie. And I was like, oh, what? What are you thinking? And she said, I just got done listening to a positive affirmations podcast. And she said, I can't help but notice the way you and Ellie have been talking lately. And she said, it bothers me because I don't agree with what you're saying. She's like, I keep hearing you say things like, oh, I hate myself, or oh, I'm so dumb. And I didn't even realize that we were doing that, but we have been, hardcore. And I think at first we were kind of teasing, but you know how there's always a little bit of truth behind a tease, or you know what I mean? I feel like we've been really hard on ourselves lately, but what's our defense mechanism is by laughter and teasing, and it's the only way that we get through things. And we have been. How many, even today while we were recording, we said, oh, I'm so stupid, I hate myself. And we laugh about it, but we have to stop doing that.
And you probably don't know this. I'm like, oh, I hate myself. I don't say that. I've had so much anxiety. I've ruined so many of my own situations. And I've told Jared many times, I just flipping hate myself. And he's like, oh, don't say that. And I shouldn't say it. But I say it because I'm so annoyed with myself.
Yeah, we were in Vegas and I said something and I was like, I ruin everything. I ruin everything. And Joel was like, what? Why are you even saying that? Stop saying that. As of the last few months, we have been having a lot of negative talk towards ourselves. And I don't even think we've realized that we've been doing it.
And not even business. This has all been separate. So it's interesting, that it's
yeah.
I don't really like talking about this.
This is gonna be a personalized video. We're gonna be talking about very personal things to us and things that we want to work on. And that's very vulnerable, but I think it's crucial for us. We're take the camera out of it. I feel like this is going to do so good for us. And I don't know. So I have these notes right here. All of that information from Bree. And then I cried when she told me because 1, I knew she was right. And 2, I felt so lucky just to have her. And I feel that way with you. I feel so lucky that we have each other. Because who can sit down and be like, hey, you need to stop talking.
You need to work on this.
Yeah, you need to stop talking the way you're talking, and we're going to work on this, and it's nice that we can work on it together. And so we want to take this chance to say thank you guys for watching our videos, and we hope that this video can help you, and we want to say thanks, and we want to do it together. Let's all do this together. Take the time. Don't watch the next video. Pause. And take some notes on your phone and maybe try this out for yourself.
Everyone needs someone in their life to be very honest with them. And not everyone has that. And so I am grateful enough to have Bonnie in my life to be able to say things to me and for me to know to not get offended and that she's coming from the heart. And there are even friends or family members that you can't say that to. And so I truly am grateful for a 100% friendship that you can say things to me and I will listen.
I want to read just a little note that I have on here. These are thoughts that I had during the podcast, which we'll link the podcast in the description for you. I have no idea who this guy is, but apparently he makes a lot of money. He does really well in life and he has his crap together. And I think he's our same religion, which is kind of cool. I didn't realize that he was. Anyway, we all want to feel better. We all want to be happier. And in order to be happier, you have to make changes. And if you don't change something in your life, nothing in your life is going to change. If you sit there and tell yourself, oh, I'm miserable. And if you've been miserable for years, What have you changed to
not be miserable?
Not be miserable. You have to make a change in order to make a change. And honestly, I want to make a change. I'm very happy and content with my life, but I'm not happy and content with my
negative thoughts.
Yeah,
I'm saying that for myself.
Yeah, my mental health and like my heart health, like I just feel like we could use a change. And I say that to collectively because we are so similar. Our paths are really different, but they're very parallel. You know, I feel like this is me and Ellie. Like we go together
through life,
but they're different. Like we live parallel lives, but they're very different. This is important to me. Thoughts become actions, and you become like those you surround yourself with. So whoever you're surrounding yourself with, if they're negative people, and this is where this is such a simple thing to say, but it's such a huge thing because switching your friends up, switching your family, your relationships up, if you're not around the type of people you want to be like, your life isn't going to change. And I think that's huge. Like, that's a huge thing to say. Okay, so what do you have? What are you thinking?
I'm soaking it all in because I agree with it. So over here, when I was listening to the podcast, I took some notes, and negative thoughts are real, and I have experienced how they have affected my life, and I have seen how my own thoughts can sabotage situations that I'm in. I would say especially the last even 3 months. I don't know what's necessarily caused it, but my anxiety has just been through the roof, and I know it's been really hard on Jared, but he's been very supportive, and I know it's been hard on you because we work together, and you're my friend. So when we do hang out, whether it's work or friends, like it can be heavy, and I don't want to be a heavy friend, but I know that I am sometimes. And I have seen how I have ruined situations, and it's just because of my own constant thinking. And I like when Bonnie said how your thoughts turn into actions. I've had friends and I've had own thoughts. Like if you have suicidal just thoughts, they turn that into actions, and you don't want that. Your family doesn't want that. And you need to really figure out what you can do if you can't help yourself to go find help. And I am in the middle of that where I am going to find help. And that's really hard to say out loud. It sucks. And it shouldn't be embarrassing, but it is. And when Jared brought it up to me, I laid in his lap and I cried. And I told him that I felt stupid. And I shouldn't have, but I did. And I think it's because like you're sitting in front of someone that you like love so much, and they're telling you like you need help, and that's kind of hard to swallow.
Yeah.
And I'll be done crying. I didn't think I'd cry.
No, it's okay if you do cry, and it's okay to feel stupid. You shouldn't feel stupid though. And I feel like everyone that's watching this is going to be able to relate on some level. Everyone. Whether they're in like a business atmosphere, there is no just being a stay-at-home mom. Being a stay-at-home mom, anything in between, it's just, life is heavy. And like I said, Ellie and I do this. I just so happen to be feeling pretty okay about things, and you're not. We take our turns, and I don't want to feel like, I want to be there for you because I need you to be there for me. And I think that this is important to think about if you are doing okay, to look out for those around you. Do you have like a friend or a neighbor? And I feel like the very best way, and I hate this because when I'm down, the last thing I want to do.
Anyone around you.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to do is serve others. It's like, but when you serve other people, you feel better. And this is just from what I feel. It's because, well, I don't know even know if I want to get into that. I don't know.
Say whatever you want.
I'll just say it. Like, you're blessed because you're doing what Christ wants you to do. And he wants us to take care of each other. And that's a hard thing to do when you're feeling down. But I really, because I felt it in my own life when I serve other people, I do better myself. It makes you more compassionate, and it's hard. And you can't always do that. When you're down, sometimes you just can't do it. So when you are being okay, take a look at those around you and see who you can help. That kind of got off subject just a little bit. So do you have any other like thoughts before we go into like our personal positive affirmations that we...
Well, when I was listening to the podcast and they were talking about how, you know, they're saying all these positive things, you know, throughout their life, and it was actually coming to fruition, and because they were just constantly thinking about it. And that's when I was like, well, positive affirmations have to be real because negative thoughts are real because I've experienced it. And then in a way, I've never really done positive affirmations, but I have had a lot of self-fulfilling prophecies where like I've told myself, I'm going to marry this type of person. I'm going to have this kind of home. I'm going to live this, like, I've told myself what I want in my life, and I've always been very adamant that I'm getting that. And I've received that. Like, I have had these positive affirmations in my life, and I have got them because I've been adamant and I've had my mind set, and you can do it. And you just have to have the confidence and the willpower and it in your mind that that's what you're going to get, and you will get it. It's a real thing. I've seen it in my parents. I've seen it in my grandparents. I've seen it in every single one of my siblings. And I've also seen it in other people where they don't have that and they don't get it because they don't have it in their head.
Because if you tell yourself, it's like with the whole testing, I'm going to do well, I'm not going to be nervous. It changes the way you do your testing. What you tell yourself changes how you behave. That's just how it is. It's a wonderful power. Our minds are so powerful. It's
scary.
Yeah. And
good.
yeah. And it's like with confidence, I don't just have this natural bound confidence in myself. I tell myself I'm confident. I tell myself I love my body. I tell myself that I'm beautiful. Even when I truly don't really feel that way, but then it just comes out. The way you act, the way you behave, the things that you say, the way you look at other people, it just comes out with the way you think.
Yes.
Okay, so with positive affirmations, what they're telling you to do is go to your phone, go to the memos and do a voice memo of these things and listen to it every day. I've been working on doing Pilates, and kind of with my Pilates, not only am I trying to strengthen my body, I'm trying to decompress my brain. And so it is like a meditation for me. And I really feel like adding this to that regimen in the evenings is just really going to help my mental health. And I don't know. So you're supposed to say things, and tell me if this is what you kind of gathered from it. You're supposed to say things that you want for yourself, that you're telling yourself. So these list of things, they're things that
you want to work on.
Yes. So when I say them, it's not like, I am this.
I am confident. No, it's like, I'm going to be more confident, so I'm going to tell myself I'm confident.
I'm confident, yeah. So
practice makes perfect, too. I've had a lot of people say, like, oh, how can you just talk to people so well? How can you just splur it all out? And I'm like, well, I practiced. It's been 6 years that I've been talking with people, meeting them, filming, like it's just practice.
So these are just a few that I jotted down. I have a lot more that are a little deeper than these. The first one I have on here is I am beautiful, because so many times like our mascara one, it's like, oh, I hate my lashes. Well, shut up. Stop saying that. Just your lashes are what they are. Put your mascara on and go. Enjoy what you have. So I really, like, that's like a little harsh, but it's just freaking true. Like when you hear someone else talking, it's like, would you shut up? Just stop it.
I love it.
It's true. So the first one I'm going to have on here is I am beautiful. And that's what I'm going to record. And that's what I'm going to hear myself say. And I think that there is a lot of power in hearing your own voice. And you're not just reading it. This is out loud. So I am beautiful. My brain has the capacity to learn more. Sometimes I just think I'm dumb. I'm too dumb and I can't learn anymore. But we're learning. We're still learning. And my brain has room to learn more. Because sometimes I'm like, no, I have a headache. Like, no, there's no room to learn more. Like, I can't do this. My brain has the capacity to learn more. I have a wonderful husband that I talk respectfully to. And also, I put my husband's needs and feelings above anyone else's in the world.
You do that.
But I could be better. And we all need to treat our spouses better. If you're complaining that your spouse doesn't treat you well,
maybe it's because you're not treating them well.
Maybe it's because you're not treating them well.
And I say that because
we experience that. We both experience that. I think every couple has. Treat your spouse a little better, whether they deserve it or not, and see what happens. So that's on my affirmations, and I'm working on that because I want to be better at that. I want to treat him like gold because he treats me like gold regardless. I like to eat healthy and treat my body the way I should. This is hard for me, but as I've practiced it, I'm getting better at it. And I feel better. So there's that. I look for people to serve. I put others' needs above my own. I'm not great at that. I'm okay at it. I want to get better at it. I do not feel bad for the way I parent my kids. Being scrutinized with our parenting skills online is difficult. And so I really want to just be 100% confident in the way I parent and go with that. Having the YouTube comments turned off was really hard because I'm like, that's how we communicate. We love our audience. We love to hear from them. And a lot of times I need advice. But having the comments off has changed our household. And we don't...
Because even though you're allowing positive in, you are allowing a lot of negative in.
Mm-hmm. Whether you brush it off your shoulder or not, it's there. It's in the back of your mind. Anyway, so having those comments off, I feel like has helped a lot. Do you feel like?
I do think that that's helped.
I hate it. It's a very double-edged sword.
It's not good. It's not good, but I've also really loved being able to respond in other platforms. Like Instagram, I just love. It's just so fun. I think maybe it's because it's easy. It's just like a different atmosphere.
Yeah. So those are the ones that I was willing to share.
Those are... I want to know the ones you work with.
Well, we'll do them together after.
Those are so good. And I feel like there's a few things that I got from you that I am going to change for my life and add. I'm going to.
Well, I can't wait to hear what you have because I know I'll be like, oh yeah, me too.
My first one is, no one controls my emotions other than myself. Especially with me having anxiety, I almost worry for other people in situations, and I'm worrying for no reason. And so I really just need to focus on, I'm in control of my own emotions, and that's all I need to worry about. Surrounding myself with the kind of people I want to be. For the most part, I do that, and there is some circumstances that like I have to just change because it just makes me so negative. Feeling confident to pray out loud. I'm going to feel confident to pray out loud. Saying no is a healthy boundary. I won't worry about things that don't directly affect me. I am independent. Lifting weights is a way to strengthen my body and my mind. Being patient is a way of slowing down and finding peace. So those are my few affirmations that I came up with, and I am definitely going to be adding a few more. And I am excited. Like, change is good, and being in certain phases of your life is okay, and it's normal, and find peace that everyone is going through these times in different phases of their own life. So I feel good about that. Like, I'm not the only one that is struggling. Yes. There's other people, and that is good, like to be able to rely on that. But I also feel really confident that I'm going to move forward and be a happier person and a better person because I know that that's in me. Like Jared even said recently, he's like, when we were at the beach, he's like, you have not stressed at all. Like, you are the happiest. Like, you are Ellie. And I'm going to go back to that. I have to shift some things.
You have to work for it. You have to make changes to get to where you want to be. And I love what you said, that we're all in different phases of life, and enjoy those phases. I mean, enjoy the chaoticness and go through the emotions of whatever stage you're in, because that's just life. And don't compare. I look at other businesses and I want to, it's like, oh, and I'm not going to compare. I'm going to enjoy what we're doing. And I feel like, I don't know. I don't have anything else.
I think that this was a really fun video. Bonnie and I didn't talk about any of this before we even sat down. So it was fun to sit down with you and talk even more because we already talked so much. But this was good for us, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I think that it's a super healthy practice to do, and I think you guys should do it. If you guys do, we want to hear about it. Are comments open on this channel?
I believe I saw them the other day.
Okay. We would truly love to hear your affirmations, what you want to be better at, or just the simple fact of, I sat down and did this. I sat down and made some notes, because that's where it all starts. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And we just love you guys. Subscribe if you're not.
So much fun making these videos.
Yep. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.